So now we go back to Miami, Florida, Miami. The environment was uglier than ugly, is what I would say. And in addition to that ugly environment, numerous plots were created and have taken place against me since 1995, or I should say mid-1995, as I mentioned, among which were herds of so-called international observers, as they call themselves or refer themselves to. The humanists, so-called humanists on behalf of alternative societies, as they have claimed to be, and as well what was representatives from United Nations and Amnesty International would basically frequently pay visitations to this store in Miami downtown. All the way from Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Morocco, Australia, Canada, the country where I was from, or how was with the lodging, free food, free this, free that for Latinos, blacks, Bulgarians, Central Americans, Brazilians, Argentinians, you name it. How was it? It was free. It was free. It was. Yes, I have actually fulfilled, never really, but at least attempted to fulfill whatever my ex-wife's requirements were, per government of course. And so we had zoo in our own one-bedroom apartment on Miami Beach. One-bedroom apartment, about 60 meters or 65 meters or so, if not less, rather than that. We have people stationary inside, one top of another. We did anything to fulfill that. And whenever I was ready and willing to throw the whole thing away and just walk away to the airport, a very simple, the daily routine, which was nothing than wake up, store, home, TV, sleep, would be somehow interrupted, and the government people, so-called good friends or acquaintances, would by coincidence all of a sudden appear from somewhere. The people who would then treat us with dinners and with different things in order to interrupt that daily deliberate routine. But really, in fact, to change my mind from leaving that berserk, brutal, violent, so brutal and violent Hispanic, Jewish, black, Miami American community. That's what that really was, because it was all governmental setup. And now we're gonna go and talk about a little, or what I should say is go back to Christianians, or people who were the most frequent visitors, who would pay visitations on a daily basis. For one thing, these people were so special. This Danish people, so-called Danish people, who already came from city Copenhagen in Denmark, from alternative society called Christiania, as I mentioned earlier, the society of drugs and violence, what I would refer to as they did not put up with any laws or anything. Yet they had so much and so many requirements which they have demanded and asked from others like myself. They would frequently be visitors, beggars, complete losers, vagabonds, the laziest people that you can ever even really something that as you walk along the street, it is trash that you don't even want to look at as you go about your day, about your job, your family and things. That garbage had basically a frequent stop station at my wife's store. This anarchy society, as I mentioned earlier, Christiania, so-called Christiania in Copenhagen in Denmark, was sponsored by United States of America. And it was one of the main reasons why we have even met on the first place. These people would come to United States of America in order to collect orders from their American colleagues or United States of America government, and as well other Scandinavian governmental entities, such as employment personnel, for instance. Norwegian employment personnel was based also in Miami, and Swedish and so on. So they would actually highly cooperate with one another, and they were frequent visitors in their operations in Miami. The climax that reached with these people in respect to relations, since they have paid those visitations to my store, to our store for my ex-wife, have reached its climax when these people have started to mention extreme details about my personal life from back Europe, from what was Slovenia. That was the climax, because they have come up with information that that there's no way they would know about unless they had direct view into my personal records, governmental records of Slovenian state, and they seems to have it. They had full, not only that seems, but that's exactly what they have claimed. They have claimed to have that, and according to their information which they have displayed, they did have that information. I have actually ordered them to simply stay away from the store, as I was ready and willing to do just about anything to get rid of them. But thanks to my ex-wife, I didn't have any say. I didn't have any say. They were invited in the store per her, and there was not a darn thing I could do about it.
Well, just in case you have forgotten about the garbages I'm talking about, or Christianians, the United States of America, people per government, garbagers, trashers, who have come to threaten in the store. You see, they are so innocent. You see how poor they are. You see how much mercy they need. You see that? Just in case that you have forgotten these criminals, you see how they want to look like poor? There's a police in the back, and that's the criminal right there. He wants to look poor. Never again after this movie.